In old age, you actually don't need any friends at all as you journey through life into your golden years, for there exists a quiet liberation in discovering that, with the passage of time, the societal expectation of maintaining a vast social circle is not a prerequisite for happiness or well-being. The conventional wisdom that a large network of friends is essential to a fulfilling life is widely accepted in youth and early adulthood. Yet for many individuals in their later years, a gentle shift in perspective reveals that true contentment can be found within oneself. This awareness does not imply a rejection of human connection, but rather an understanding that, as life unfolds and experience accumulates, the significance of external validation wanes in favor of an inner peace that has been nurtured through decades of joys, struggles, and personal growth. In this phase of life, the pressure to conform to the societal benchmark of having many friends is replaced by an appreciation for the meaningful and enduring relationships that have evolved over time, whether those bonds remain vibrant or gradually fade away. This profound transformation in one's priorities is both valid and enriching, offering a deep reservoir of wisdom from which the later years draw their strength. If you have enjoyed the exploration of these ideas, please show your support by giving this video a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe and activate notifications so that you never miss an update. 1. Understanding the shift in priorities. There is a subtle yet unmistakable transformation that many experience in the twilight of life, one marked by a reorientation of what is truly important. In the earlier chapters of life, friendships play a pivotal role. They are the mirrors that help define our identities, the networks that provide support, and the sources of shared laughter and tears. Yet as the years accumulate, an inner clarity emerges that slowly dissolves the urgency to conform to the external demands of socializing merely for the sake of maintaining appearances. With age comes a wisdom that filters out the transient and the superficial, allowing the soul to recognize that the greatest fulfillment often lies in the quiet moments of introspection, rather than in the constant bustle of social obligation. This shift in perspective is not abrupt, but rather a gradual and organic process. It is the result of living through a multitude of experiences, of overcoming adversities, celebrating personal victories, and enduring losses that remind one of life's fleeting nature. In this later stage, the urge to please others or to prove oneself through the number of acquaintances one keeps fades into insignificance. The heart learns that the most rewarding connections are those that resonate on a deeper level, a gentle reminder that the richness of one's inner world is not measured by how many are present at a party, but by the quiet and profound bonds that have withstood the test of time. In this way, the landscape of priorities is redefined. The energy that was once expended on curating a large social circle is now directed inward towards self-discovery and a genuine appreciation for the intrinsic value of one's own company. It is an awakening that liberates the spirit from the chains of societal expectation, allowing one to experience life with a renewed sense of autonomy and contentment. As the clarity of old age sets in, the need for external validation gradually gives way to an inner strength that is cultivated by years of experience. No longer does one feel compelled to participate in social gatherings solely to tick off a checklist of acquaintances. Instead, every encounter becomes a choice, every relationship an opportunity to connect in a manner that is both authentic and meaningful. The process of prioritization transforms life into a personal journey where the quality of connection matters far more than the quantity. It is in this context that the earlier emphasis on fitting in and maintaining relationships out of obligation is replaced by the conscious decision to nurture only those bonds that enrich one's soul. This transformation is not an act of isolation, but an embrace of the profound truth that the ultimate relationship one must cultivate is the one with oneself, a realization that paves the way for a life marked by genuine peace and fulfillment. The shift in priorities is a testament to the fact that as we age, our perceptions of happiness evolve, and what once seemed indispensable may eventually appear superfluous in light of the wisdom that time has bestowed upon us. 2. The freedom of self-reliance. There comes a time when the weight of external expectations begins to dissolve, and with it, a remarkable freedom emerges, one that is rooted in self-reliance. This freedom is not about severing ties or embracing isolation. Rather, it is the recognition that the reservoir of strength, wisdom, and joy that has been built up over the years is more than sufficient to sustain the spirit in the absence of constant external affirmation. As life unfolds, every challenge overcome and every victory celebrated contributes to an inner fortitude that assures you that you are enough just as you are. In these later years, self-reliance takes on a liberating character, one that allows you to withdraw from the exhausting demands of trying to please everyone and instead focus on what truly brings joy to your heart. It is not uncommon to reflect on the fact that, in the past, relationships were sometimes maintained out of a sense of duty or the need to secure one's social standing. With the passage of time, however, this need for external approval diminishes, replaced by a deep-seated understanding that your experiences, trials, and triumphs have already proved your worth. In the quiet solitude of old age, the energy once reserved for external validation is now rechanneled into self-care, reflection, and the pursuit of passions that may have been set aside in the rush of youth. This newfound self-reliance is accompanied by a peaceful confidence, an assurance that comes from knowing that the journey you have traveled is uniquely your own, and that your inner resources are ample to meet the challenges that may still lie ahead. Through the lens of self-reliance, the complexities and emotional demands that sometimes accompany friendships take on a different hue. The pain of loss, the misunderstandings, and the occasional heartache that comes with human relationships are reinterpreted as parts of a larger tapestry of life. A tapestry in which every thread, whether bright or dark, contributes to the overall pattern of resilience. In this light, choosing self-reliance is not an act of withdrawing from connection, but rather an act of empowerment. It is the deliberate decision to invest your emotional energy where it is most appreciated, in the nurturing of your inner life. With self-reliance, you are free to step back when necessary, to seek solace in activities that rejuvenate your spirit, and to find fulfillment in the quiet moments of reflection that punctuate your day. This freedom is both a gift and a responsibility. A gift that allows you to live authentically, and a responsibility to honor the wisdom that comes with a life fully lived. The strength of self-reliance is not measured by an absence of companionship, but by the ability to stand tall and content in your own skin. It is the gentle realization that, although human connection is a source of comfort, it should never become the sole foundation of your happiness. Over the years, you have accumulated a wealth of memories, lessons, and skills that have fortified your spirit, equipping you with the resilience to weather life's inevitable storms. In recognizing this, you come to understand that self-reliance is not a rejection of the value of relationships, but an affirmation that your worth is inherent and self-sustaining. This understanding transforms every experience, imbuing each moment with a quiet dignity that no external validation can replicate. The freedom of self-reliance is, therefore, a cornerstone of the later years, a beacon that illuminates the path to living a life that is both serene and deeply fulfilling, where the love and wisdom you have cultivated within are the true sources of strength and joy. 3. Quality over quantity. As the sands of time continue to flow, one of the most profound realizations that emerges is the truth that life is not defined by the sheer number of friends you have, but by the depth and authenticity of the relationships you choose to nurture. In earlier years, social interactions often revolved around accumulating connections, a belief that the more people you know, the richer your life becomes. However, with the passage of time, the pursuit of a vast network of acquaintances gradually gives way to a yearning for quality over quantity. This evolution in perspective is not a renunciation of social engagement, but a refined understanding that meaningful connections are far more nourishing than a crowded social calendar. In this later stage of life, casual interactions and fleeting acquaintances are replaced by relationships that are steeped in authenticity and mutual respect. The superficial markers of social success, such as the frequency of gatherings or the size of one's friend list, lose their appeal when compared to the profound satisfaction derived from a deep, heartfelt conversation with someone who truly understands you. The energy once expended on maintaining a wide array of superficial contacts is now more wisely invested in a few relationships that offer unconditional support, honest feedback and a genuine reflection of who you are. In recognizing this, you come to see that the essence of connection lies not in the numbers, but in the quality of the moments shared. Moments that are marked by empathy, trust, and a profound sense of belonging. This focus on quality over quantity transforms the way you approach social interactions. Rather than feeling obligated to attend every event or to maintain every acquaintance, you begin to discern which relationships are truly worth preserving. The decision to let go of those that no longer serve your emotional well-being is not made lightly. It is a considered choice that reflects your evolved understanding of what matters most in life. Each relationship that endures is cherished for its capacity to enrich your inner world, for its ability to provide comfort during moments of sorrow, and to celebrate with you in times of joy. In this redefined social landscape, the most cherished bonds are those that have grown deeper with time, a testament to the resilience and authenticity of human connection. Moreover, the shift towards valuing quality over quantity is a liberating one. It relieves you from the pressure to conform to societal expectations of constant socializing and allows you to embrace the beauty of solitude without the fear of loneliness. Every interaction becomes a deliberate choice, a conscious decision to invest in relationships that resonate with your core values and enrich your life in meaningful ways. This refined perspective does not diminish the importance of human connection. Instead, it elevates the significance of the moments that truly matter, turning everyday interactions into opportunities for genuine exchange and mutual growth. The focus on quality, therefore, becomes a powerful reminder that your time and energy are precious resources, deserving of careful allocation to those relationships that bring lasting joy and fulfillment. In this stage of life, where the superficial is shed in favor of the sincere, the true measure of friendship is no longer counted by numbers, but by the enduring impact that each relationship has on your heart and mind. The art of living well is redefined by the depth of connection, where every smile, every word of encouragement, and every shared silence speaks volumes about the mutual respect and understanding that bind you together. Quality over quantity is not merely a choice. It is a celebration of the profound wisdom that comes with age, the wisdom to know that the most valuable relationships are those that are nurtured with care, authenticity, and an unwavering commitment to being true to oneself. 4. Cherishing solitude and reflection. In the stillness that often accompanies the later years, there comes a time when solitude is no longer viewed as an empty void, but embraced as a sanctuary. A hallowed space where the mind and soul may find solace in quiet reflection. Far from being a state of loneliness, the peaceful moments spent alone are treasured as opportunities for deep introspection and personal growth. It is within this calm and unhurried environment that one is free to revisit the tapestry of a lifetime, a journey marked by both triumphant highs and sorrowful lows, with a sense of gratitude for every experience. The gentle art of reflection becomes a cherished ritual, a means of connecting with the self on a profoundly intimate level, and a reminder that the richness of life often lies in the subtleties that go unnoticed in the rush of daily existence. In this period, solitude takes on a dual role. It is both a retreat from the relentless demands of the external world and a canvas upon which the inner self can paint its most authentic expressions. The quiet hours become a time for contemplation, for sifting through the memories of a life well lived, and for drawing lessons from both joyous celebrations and heart-wrenching farewells. Every recollection, every moment of past connection is revisited with a clarity that only time can bestow, and each is appreciated for its role in shaping the person you have become. The beauty of these reflective moments is that they allow you to acknowledge the full spectrum of human experience without the need for distraction or external approval. Instead, they offer a space where the mind can wander freely, exploring interests, passions, and long-forgotten dreams that may have been sidelined in the fervor of youth. The act of cherishing solitude is not a sign of retreat, but rather an affirmation of one's inner strength and independence. It is a conscious decision to embrace the quiet moments as much as the lively ones, understanding that true happiness can be found in the balance between social connection and personal reflection. In solitude, you are afforded the freedom to listen to your inner voice without the interference of outside opinions or expectations. This reflective state nurtures a deeper understanding of your own values and desires, and in doing so, it lays the groundwork for more meaningful relationships with others. The quiet, unadorned moments of self-engagement, whether spent reading a favorite book, tending to a garden, or simply watching the natural world in its serene beauty, become acts of self-care that reaffirm your worth and independence. As you learn to cherish these moments of introspection, you begin to see that the ability to enjoy your own company is one of the greatest gifts of old age. It frees you from the societal pressure to constantly seek validation through external interactions, and allows you to bask in the glow of your own inner light. In this space of quietude, creativity and self-expression flourish, and even the simplest of activities take on a richer significance. The reflective moments of solitude are not merely pauses in the day. They are opportunities to reconnect with the self, to celebrate the journey thus far, and to prepare for the unfolding chapters yet to come. In this way, solitude becomes a vital ingredient in the recipe for a fulfilling life, a time to embrace the serenity of the present and to honor the legacy of experiences that have paved the way to this very moment. 5. The importance of family and community. In the later years, as the intensity of large-scale social interactions begins to wane, the enduring bonds of family and community often assume a central role in one's life. Unlike the sometimes transient nature of friendships forged in youth, family ties and the sense of belonging derived from a close-knit community provide a stable and comforting anchor amid the shifting sands of time. These relationships, steeped in history and shared experiences, serve as constant reminders of who you are and the legacy you have built over the years. In this stage of life, the laughter of a grandchild, the reassuring phone call from a child, or the simple yet profound companionship of a lifelong partner holds a depth of meaning that casual acquaintances rarely match. The significance of these bonds lies not only in their longevity, but also in the authenticity they embody. Family and community offer a sense of continuity, a living record of the values, traditions, and memories that have been passed down through generations. The interactions within these circles are imbued with a familiarity that is both comforting and grounding, allowing you to feel secure in the knowledge that you are an integral part of something larger than yourself. It is in these enduring relationships that the true essence of connection is often found, a mutual exchange of love, understanding, and support that defies the fleeting nature of many other social bonds. Moreover, the warmth of familial ties and community connections can provide a powerful counterbalance to the solitude that sometimes accompanies old age. In moments when the external world may seem distant or indifferent, the embrace of family and the shared traditions of community serve as a reminder that you are never truly alone. Every shared meal, every conversation filled with memories, and every quiet moment spent in the company of those who know you best reinforces the notion that life's true wealth is measured not by the number of acquaintances, but by the depth of these enduring connections. The stability and comfort derived from these relationships offer an invaluable source of emotional support, especially during times of loss or change. As the years pass, you come to cherish these bonds all the more, recognizing that while friendships may ebb and flow, the ties of family and the sense of belonging fostered by a caring community remain a constant source of joy and reassurance. The importance of these connections is not diminished by their simplicity. Rather, it is heightened by the fact that they require no pretense or constant effort to sustain. They exist as a natural extension of the life you have built. In this way, family and community become not just sources of support, but also reservoirs of shared history and collective wisdom, reminding you that the journey of life is best navigated with the comforting presence of those who have shared in your experiences from the very beginning. 6. Letting go of social expectations. One of the most profound freedoms that emerges in old age is the ability to cast off the weight of societal expectations that once dictated the pace and nature of one's social life. For many years, the pressure to conform to the ideals of a bustling social existence, where career success, financial achievements, and the accumulation of a vast network of friends were held as markers of a well-lived life, can be overwhelming. Yet as the years go by, there comes a gentle liberation in realizing that these externally imposed benchmarks no longer hold sway over one's sense of self-worth or happiness. In this later chapter, the desire to conform to these conventional measures is replaced by a quiet defiance, a determination to live in accordance with one's own values and to prioritize what truly brings peace and fulfillment. Letting go of these expectations is not an act of rebellion against the world, but rather a compassionate acknowledgement of the changes that come with time. It means embracing the idea that life is not a contest to see who can collect the most friends or host the liveliest gatherings, but rather a journey defined by the authentic connections that nourish the heart. The release from social pressure is accompanied by a newfound clarity, a clarity that allows you to discern which relationships are truly meaningful and which are merely the vestiges of past expectations. This liberating insight empowers you to make choices that reflect your genuine needs, rather than conforming to the roles that society once prescribed. In this state of liberation, every decision becomes an affirmation of self-worth. Instead of feeling compelled to attend every social event or maintain superficial relationships for the sake of appearances, you learn to honor your own rhythm. The art of letting go involves recognizing that your value is not determined by the size of your social circle, but by the authenticity of the connections you choose to cultivate. With this understanding comes the freedom to prioritize quality over quantity, to invest your time and energy only in those interactions that resonate deeply with your inner self. In doing so, you create space for moments of genuine reflection and personal growth, moments that are all too precious and that contribute far more to your sense of fulfillment than any obligatory social engagement ever could. This departure from external validation is both a relief and an act of self-respect. It allows you to focus on what truly matters, whether it is spending a quiet afternoon in a garden, engaging in a heartfelt conversation with a loved one, or simply savoring the beauty of your own solitude. The process of letting go is gradual, marked by a series of small but significant choices that reaffirm your commitment to living authentically. In this journey, every step taken away from the pressures of conformity is a step toward reclaiming your time, your energy, and ultimately, your happiness. The liberation that comes from shedding these expectations is not about renouncing connection altogether, but about redefining it in terms that are true to your evolving self. A self that has learned to value substance over form and to appreciate the beauty of life as it is, unburdened by the need to constantly prove itself to the world. 7 practical considerations in old age. As the body and mind adapt to the natural progression of age, practical realities begin to shape the way one interacts with the world and, consequently, the manner in which relationships are maintained. In the later years, physical limitations, changes in mobility, and fluctuations in energy levels necessitate a more mindful approach to social engagement. The social habits that once seemed effortless in youth may now require a conscious effort to manage, and it becomes increasingly important to prioritize interactions that are both manageable and deeply satisfying. The realization that energy is a precious commodity in old age leads to a thoughtful reassessment of where one invests time and emotional resources, resulting in a deliberate focus on those relationships that truly enhance life. This practical consideration extends to the very nature of social interactions. For instance, a lengthy gathering or an event that demands extensive travel might once have been a source of joy. However, as the body slows down, such engagements can become overwhelming, draining the energy that could be better spent in more intimate, meaningful encounters. The evolution of these practical needs encourages a shift toward connections that are easily accessible and emotionally fulfilling. Whether that is a quiet conversation over the phone, a brief visit with a trusted neighbor, or even a simple email exchange with a longtime friend. In recognizing these limitations, you come to understand that there is wisdom in adapting your social life to better suit your current needs. Moreover, the inevitability of experiencing loss, whether through the passing of friends or the changing dynamics of long-standing relationships, imparts a sobering reminder of life's impermanence. The grief that accompanies these losses is profound and demands both time and space to be processed. This reality underscores the importance of cherishing the relationships that remain and being mindful of the emotional toll that maintaining certain connections might exact. Practical considerations in old age, therefore, are not merely limitations but also opportunities. Opportunities to streamline your life, to focus on what is essential, and to invest in relationships that contribute to your overall well-being. In doing so, you create a space where practicality and emotional fulfillment coexist harmoniously, guiding you toward a social life that is as sustainable as it is gratifying. Adapting to these practical realities also involves a willingness to embrace new modes of connection that may not have been considered in earlier years. With the advent of modern technology, for instance, virtual communication can serve as a valuable tool to bridge physical distances and to maintain the warmth of connection without the need for strenuous travel. Whether it is a video call with a loved one or participation in an online community that shares your interests, these alternative forms of engagement can provide significant emotional support and enrichment. The recognition that practical constraints do not have to equate to social isolation is a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of limitations, the capacity for connection remains boundless, provided that one is open to adapting and evolving with the times. 8. A legacy of wisdom. Old age is not simply a period of winding down. It is also a time when the accumulated wisdom of a lifetime stands as a radiant legacy. This wisdom, forged in the crucible of varied experiences, moments of joy, episodes of pain, and countless lessons learned along the way, is an invaluable treasure that transcends the superficial markers of social success. The legacy that one leaves behind is not measured by the number of friends kept or the social accolades amassed, but rather by the depth of understanding, the richness of insight, and the enduring impact of shared experiences. In this stage of life, every challenge overcome and every lesson internalized contributes to a profound reservoir of wisdom that can illuminate not only your own path, but also serve as a beacon for those who follow in your footsteps. This legacy of wisdom is not something that can be manufactured or acquired overnight. It is the natural outcome of a life that has been lived fully, with all of its attendant triumphs and tribulations. It is found in the quiet moments of introspection, as much as in the lively exchanges with family members and close friends. Whether you share these insights through heartfelt conversations, written memoirs, or simply by living as an example of resilience and authenticity, your accumulated wisdom becomes a living testament to the value of experience. It is a gift that enriches not only your own life, but also the lives of those around you, providing guidance, offering comfort, and inspiring others to embrace their own journeys with courage and determination. The beauty of this legacy is that it does not demand an audience to validate its worth. It simply exists, woven into the fabric of your everyday interactions and reflected in the gentle words of encouragement you offer to others. The stories of your life, the lessons gleaned from years of perseverance, and the insights born of a deep connection with the world around you form a tapestry that is both timeless and profoundly moving. In celebrating this legacy, you recognize that every experience, no matter how challenging, has contributed to the person you are today, and that this person is more than capable of passing on a wealth of knowledge to future generations. This act of sharing, whether through conversation or creative expression, is not an obligation, but a natural extension of the self-assured confidence that comes with age. It is the ultimate affirmation that the richness of your life is measured not by external accolades, but by the quiet, enduring light of wisdom that continues to shine long after the noise of youthful ambitions has faded. 9. Redefining connection. As life gracefully unfolds into its later chapters, the very notion of what it means to be connected undergoes a gentle yet transformative redefinition. No longer is connection solely measured by the frequency or intensity of interactions, nor is it dependent on the size of one's social circle. Instead, the essence of true connection is distilled into moments of authenticity, a fleeting smile exchanged with a stranger on a quiet morning walk, a brief conversation with a neighbor that resonates long after the words have been spoken, or the serene appreciation of nature's beauty as the sun rises. This redefinition is both liberating and transformative, for it frees you from the burdens of trying to adhere to conventional standards of social engagement and invites you to find fulfillment in the simplest of exchanges. In this new paradigm, the value of connection is no longer tied to the external trappings of popularity or the relentless pursuit of social validation. Rather, it is anchored in the genuine sense of presence and mindfulness that each encounter offers. The relationship that you nurture with yourself becomes the foundation upon which all other connections are built. A steady, enduring companionship that requires no validation from outside sources. With this understanding, every interaction takes on a new significance, for it is no longer about the quantity of words spoken or the duration of time spent together, but about the quality of the shared experience. Each moment of connection is imbued with a quiet sincerity that transcends the need for elaborate displays of emotion, allowing the simple act of being present to speak volumes about the depth of human engagement. Redefining connection also means embracing a broader understanding of what it means to belong. The recognition that connection is not limited to human relationships, but extends to the natural world and even to the intangible realms of spirituality, offers a profound source of comfort. Whether it is the sound of the wind rustling through the trees, the gentle rhythm of rain against the window pane, or the quiet moments of meditation that allow you to feel a part of something greater than yourself, these experiences serve as constant reminders that you are never truly isolated. Instead, you are an integral part of a vast, interconnected tapestry of life, a tapestry in which every thread, every interaction, contributes to the overall beauty and harmony of existence. This expanded view of connection is both humbling and empowering, for it underscores the idea that the most profound bonds are often found in the simple act of being present and appreciating the myriad forms of beauty that life has to offer. Letting go of the need to constantly prove your worth to others, you come to realize that true connection is about being honest with yourself and with those around you. It is an invitation to engage with life in a manner that is as spontaneous as it is deeply reflective. A balance of quiet introspection and genuine openness that allows every interaction, no matter how brief, to become a cherished part of your journey. In the final passage, as you reflect on your journey and the transformations that have brought you to this place of serene understanding, you are invited to share one thing you have learned and how you plan to apply it in your own life. Your feedback is valued immensely, whether expressed with the enthusiasm of a resounding 1 or the quiet acknowledgement of a simple 0. This is not merely a call for engagement, but an invitation to join in a collective celebration of the journey toward embracing life on your own terms. The idea that the greatest companionship one can find is the relationship with oneself is a recurring theme, and it is in this spirit that the conversation continues. Your willingness to reflect, share, and support one another on this path is a powerful affirmation of the notion that, while the social circle may shrink, the capacity for love, understanding, and deep connection remains boundless. In sharing your story, you contribute to a legacy of wisdom and authenticity, a legacy that transcends the limitations of conventional expectations and stands as a testament to the resilience, joy, and inner strength that define the later years of life. As you move forward with this understanding, may every moment be a reminder that your worth is not measured by the number of people around you, but by the depth of the love and the quiet strength that resides within. Embrace this time as a gift, a sacred chapter that celebrates not only the experiences of the past, but also the promise of a future rich with the potential for even deeper connection, reflection, and self-discovery. Your journey is a masterpiece, a tapestry woven with the threads of every experience, every lesson learned, and every moment of joy that has come to define your life. In this tapestry, the story is not about a crowded social calendar, but about the beauty of a life well lived, where every relationship, every moment of solitude, and every shared smile speaks to the profound truth that you are enough, just as you are. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on these words. I invite you to pause for a moment and consider the lessons that resonate with you the most, and to share a thought on how you might embrace these truths in your daily life. Your insights, whether grand or subtle, have the power to inspire not only your own journey, but also to uplift those around you. In a world where the pressure to conform to societal expectations can be overwhelming, may you find solace in the understanding that true fulfillment comes from within, from the gentle art of self-discovery and the quiet celebration of each authentic connection. This invitation to reflect is not meant to impose a particular viewpoint, but to encourage a deeper awareness of the beauty and complexity of life as it unfolds with each passing day. As you continue on your path, remember that the most important relationship is the one you nurture with yourself. A relationship built on acceptance, understanding, and unwavering peace. Embrace every moment with gratitude, and let your inner light guide you toward a future that is as radiant as the legacy of wisdom you have so lovingly cultivated. Your journey, with all its twists and turns, is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and a reminder that even in the quietest moments, there is a profound joy waiting to be discovered.